In this episode, we get to hear Jim go on an extremely impressive, frankly, rant, wherein he goes on for quite some time without taking a single breath.
I do. We talk about the film, and yeah, folks, I lose my shit because this is
It's an inexcusable piece of garbage.
It is. So spoilers. This is something that we both feel strongly about, and I did not hold back in eviscerating this turd.
Yeah.
So,
let's just jump right into it.
Let's do it, everyone. Hold on to your socks, and here we go.
Yep.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. I'm Jim.
I'm Danny.
And today we are bringing you a film that has a lot of missed opportunities. I have a lot of things to say about this at the end.
I know.
And we're going to try and get there in that. I want to say that we were originally going to do Human Centipede, and we've seen it many times. A lot of great things about that worth talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it vanished from all the streaming services for free.
All the ones that we have, at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, how many more are there worth having? And sorry, but we weren't going to pay to rent it. So it'll eventually make its way back around. And
we'll cover it then.
Yeah, we'll get it back on the rotation. So we ended up hunting around, and we found this film and thought, hey, let's give this a go. And we did.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this movie. Go ahead and what do we have?
So this week we have Who's Watching Oliver? It was made in 2017. It was directed by Richie Moore, written by Russell Jeffrey Banks, Raymond Huber, and Richie Moore, starring Russell Jeffrey Banks, Sarah Malako Lane, and Margaret Roche. I want to say
Roche.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was rated MA. It was originally not rated, and then later rated MA.
Right.
The budget was kind of hard to pin down, but it was more than $10,000.
Yeah, it won an award for film over $10,000 budget, so that's the closest I could get.
Yeah. All right, so here's the log line for this. Who's Watching Oliver tells the story of a mentally unstable loner lost in a life forced upon him. By night, Oliver aimlessly wanders the streets and bars on what can only be described as a truly shocking and humiliating killing spree. His only savior and possible way out of a life he is desperate to escape comes in the form of the beautiful Sophia, with her sweet eccentricity and naivety to the danger she has put herself in. You know how I love these long log lines.
And I know I said I would try to find shorter ones.
I know.
And this is the only one out there on every website, on everywhere. This is their summary of it. And yeah, with as little information as is available, this was everywhere. So sorry.
Well, that's fine. Based on the trailer, when we watched the trailer for this, I was anticipating a slasher, essentially.
Right. That's what it looked like, an old-fashioned, horror slasher.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it that. So why don't you... Let's just roll into it so we can get through this and then talk about it.
Yes.
So bring us in.
Okay. So we open with what we presumably think is Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just one guy. Taking down an old attaché-style case from a high shelf, he then sets up some pill bottles, pulls pills from each, and takes them. It's pretty clear there's something up with him.
Right.
He's very regimented in his movements. He flips open a laptop, watching the wall clock closely. It's nearly 1:00. And I want to say, I never understood the 1:00 because it was sometimes it's daylight out, sometimes it's like 1 a.m.
Right.
Right. So anyway, 1:00 is a big deal. And we see that all this is in preparation for a video call with his mother.
Yeah.
Typical mom questions. Have you met anyone yet? How's the house? And she's just really nasty.
She's in hair curlers and like a moo-moo.
Yeah, well, and she's just like a bitch.
Yeah.
And then just the call ends. So the next shot we see, this was not a good sign for me. This is something I fucking hate. Everything on the screen was out of focus. And it zeroes into like one item, and then that item comes into focus.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that shit. That is not, to me, artistic. As a photographer, I will never abide by this. It is not artistic. To me, it's just fucking lazy.
It's very film school.
It is. And I guess, here's a quick tip up front. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to film school, understand the mechanics, fucking forget the rest. All right.
Yeah.
Watch some classics. That's all I want to say about that. So anyway, what we end up getting focused on is an alarm clock.
Yeah. And then the alarm clock goes off. Oliver was sleeping. He wakes up. There's this jazzy music. And I know you liked it, but I instantly was like, ugh. It's not that I don't like jazz. It's just that it was too much for me.
I just didn't think you liked jazz.
I do like jazz, but I don't like that kind of jazz.
Okay.
I like smooth, soft jazz.
Well, that's fair. It was trumpety.
So morning stuff. He has this morning routine. It's pretty bland and normal, but it's very regimented.
Yes.
So he walks out of his apartment in this super short robe, which was like super contrasty to all the stuff that he had just done. It seemed weird, and it still seems weird because it was very out of place.
Yeah.
And then the music was too loud for the dialogue. I think you said that was probably intentional, but it bugged me. He scares off a cat. And I just want to say, every time you start a movie, and it wasn't technically started with it, but it kind of was.
Right.
Every time you start a movie with someone waking up to an alarm clock, a baby unicorn dies.
I love that.
It's so trope and overdone.
I would agree. It's a lot of other things. And to be fair, that wasn't the opening scene, but this is what brought us into him.
Right.
Because that bit that I described was, 2 minutes?
Yeah, not even. It just kind of
bing, 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 bing. So now we see him walking through the streets, ducking and weaving through the crowd. And really, the one thing that I picked up on this was he's carrying a camera around his neck, and it looks like an older camera.
Yeah, I noticed it too, and I was like, that's a cool camera and a cool case.
Yeah, and it reminded me of the old Nikon that I have, that I shoot black and white film on, that it at one time came with a leather case. But it was, it was a 1962 Nikon. That leather case had its day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was kind of fixated on that. Can't see the name of the camera. So I don't know if that was intentional or if it was a generic kind of thing. One thing I want to say is there were some nice establishing shots through the city. Really, up to this point, other than that focus fiasco that took place, it's very solid, stable shots. And they look like they were thought out, because the establishing shots are super important. And it really did just kind of put things into place. Although I'm going to say, before we continue, neither one of us through most of the film knew that it was taking place in Thailand.
Right.
Because it had a very London feel.
Yeah.
And sure, it looked like he was walking through some sort of Asian town district in possibly London at first, right? They didn't do anything to really establish his location. So that's like the fuck up number one.
Yeah. Throughout the whole movie, we're like, where is this?
Right. And then there's a skyline shot later on that has a big Ferris wheel that looks remarkably like London.
Yes.
But when I did look at it, when I was hunting for the sound clip, it
It's not right.
It's not right. But, you know, when you're watching a movie, you're not like, what's that building? What's that building? What's that? Anyway. So there's like tip number 2 already before we even get to the education section.
Let people know where you are.
Make sure that your visuals show people what fucking city you're in.
Yeah.
It's pretty important in this.
It is.
So, and again, I was fixated on the camera. He's taking shots and I can see the back of it. There's no digital screen, nothing. So I'm like, oh, so it's a film camera. Okay. So that says something about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got to say that up these first bits here, I think did a really good job of setting us up with who Oliver is. He's not complicated. You know, it's very trope, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a loner. He's regimented. Clearly, he's got something going on.
Right.
Upstairs.
We know from the trailer that he's a serial killer, right? That's not a secret going into the movie.
Right. Well, nor if you read the description,
right?
Which kind of gives shit away.
Yeah.
Now he's walking on some rail tracks. And then he's walking through a dark tunnel. And I thought, this is kind of weird. Mm-hmm. And then it becomes clear, oh, those tracks are way too small to be a train. So he's actually like, they're
like a mini train.
They're mini trains. And he comes out of the tunnel and he's in some sort of a theme park.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what fucked us up too. Because I'm thinking, I don't know that London has a giant Asian themed theme park.
No.
In the middle of it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So that was a little confusing. He rolls up to a bench, takes a seat, and he's just kind of like looking around. And right away, my thought was, is he scouting things? It's a little weird.
Right.
Right?
Who knows? So it's evening.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets propositioned by a girl in a yellow dress. And this is something that I didn't put in the notes, but I thought about it a little bit. And one of the things they did really well in this movie was they highlighted what you're supposed to be paying attention to.
Right.
And it was usually by the outfits that people were wearing.
Yes.
So people you're supposed to be paying attention to in this movie wore like brightly colored, very unique kind of outfits.
Right.
That catch your eye.
Right.
And make everything else kind of fade into the background.
Yeah, except Oliver.
Right.
Who's wearing a shirt, tie, and shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Some smart looking shorts.
Yeah.
With high socks and dress shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was to contrast against him because he could have easily blended in.
Yeah.
With the background, but all these people that we're supposed to focus on just really,
they popped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he ignores the girl in the yellow dress, and then he's in a club of some kind. He's talking to himself in this creepy voice.
Yeah.
He's kind of like talking himself into telling a girl at the bar that she's pretty. And he finally manages to get up there and talk to her, and she shoots him down until he offers her drugs, at which point she's like, oh, sure. And they laugh.
Yeah.
And his laugh is really unsettling.
He does this maniacal.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try.
And I think if it were me, drug girl at the bar, that would be the point where I'd be like, nope.
That has to be a clear sign.
Yeah.
No matter, you're there thinking, I hope somebody comes up and offers me some drugs because I'm needing it.
Right.
And then it happens and you're like, yeah, gonna get some drugs. And then that happens.
Supervillain laugh.
Right? The giant red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. So she doesn't do that, though. She goes with him to his place. She notices a broken mirror. And then he pulls the drugs, which they're only ever referred to as the drugs.
Right.
Not any specific drug name or anything. It pulls him out of the drawer. The cat is back, and he's okay with it. And then he leaves her and goes to the bathroom. And she gets the picture of Mom off the dresser.
Right.
And starts doing lines of drugs off of the picture.
Yeah. And while she's doing that, and I thought he was going to come unhinged.
Right.
Because clearly this is a Norman Bates.
Right. We've
mother-son
established the mom obsession thing.
Right. But instead he just rolls into the bathroom. So drug girl is doing her thing. And he's in the bathroom. He's looking pretty uncool, right? He's I don't know, just didn't look right. So then he comes out in his underwear. She looks up. Oh, we're moving too fast. So he opens up his laptop and then he calls his mother, video call, and says, my mother wants to watch. And he turns the computer screen towards the woman. And mom starts calling the woman names. And all of a sudden, from a POV shot, the woman's fading and she passes out.
Mm-hmm.
So she groggily wakes up and Oliver pulls out a rolled leather bag, which has his tools, has all kinds of knives and blades. Mom is delighted. He's there sharpening a knife casually.
It's a really cool leather bag.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Right. And at this point, Drug Girl gets it. Things are grim.
Yeah.
Mom's calling her names and then just out of nowhere starts with screaming, Oliver, fuck that bitch. Rape her, fuck that bitch. Rape her for mama. So he does.
Ugh.
And mom's giving instructions. Oliver's supposed to look like he's not into it or whatever. What ends up happening is he, after all this, ends up cutting the woman's throat. And this is, we're going to be talking about this shit.
Hold it in.
I know, at length.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I did want to say, when it comes to the Foley effects that were added, this one was actually a little haunting because that gurgling and rasping sound was very realistic.
Yeah.
And they kind of hit the mark on that. That's it. Mom says it was too short while drug woman's bleeding out. Sweet dreams, mama loves you. And then the call ends. Next thing, Oliver's on the floor, getting blood dripped on him by the dead woman. He didn't want to do it. Mom made him do it. And he said he, basically did all of it as fast as he could to be kind. And there we go. That's all I want to talk about there.
Okay. So then he's chopping up the body in the bathroom.
Right.
And it's very bloody and gory. And he bags it up and puts it in a barrel in the alley in some sort of liquid.
Right. Alley of his apartment, no less.
Right. And he starts cleaning to more jazz music.
Yeah.
Jazz. All through this movie. Jazz.
Yeah. Well, not all through. Well, there's
Pretty
other
much.
music.
Right.
But yeah, they rely on that heavily.
And I think the liquid in the barrel is hydrochloric acid, but the interesting thing that it's just outdoors in the alley.
It's just sitting there. Anyone could just roll up on it. It's not like it was hidden.
No.
Not like it was under things.
Mm-mm.
It's just a barrel next to all the trash barrels, mind you.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe this is just a thing that happens in Taiwan. No, I don't think it is.
Thailand.
It's Thailand. Yeah, sorry. Dumb.
It is. So the next day, our man is out walking the streets again. And now this was another actually pretty good series of shots in terms of framing, order, no hand cam stuff. Gets on a river trolley. He's at the amusement park. And then this woman in this white dress, white with black polka dots, is scoping him out. And he doesn't notice it. So we see her approach him and walks right in front of him, staring eye to eye. Mm-hmm. And he's just oblivious. We don't know where his fucking head is. Don't even know if he's looking at anything. I think he's just zoning. Then she stops and says, hi, I had the craziest dream last night. Do you want to hear about it? Doesn't look interested. Well, she tells him anyway. He's still staring straight ahead. Just a weird little exchange. And then he just gets up and walks away.
Yeah. No idea who this woman is.
No. But okay.
That's not what normal people do.
It was an awkward introduction.
It was.
To her.
Yeah.
With him.
But back at home, takes his clothes off, takes some pills, and calls mom. And she scolds him for being messy with the murder the previous night.
Yep.
And that's about the end of the call. He goes out to the alley to check on, the body that he put in the acid that's just sitting outdoors in the alley. And it seems to have done whatever he wanted it to do. So he bags up what's left of the girl and throws her in the canal.
Well, yeah, he keeps. There was a couple of shots where he's checking the skull,
Mm-hmm.
like before he went to the park, to see if all the skin had come off. So clearly, yeah, now it's just bones. So yeah, he bags it up.
Yeah. You'd think it would float in the bags, but
I didn't think that was brilliant.
no.
It's probably the worst way to try and get rid of something like that.
I'm sure someone would notice a bunch of bags of body parts just hanging out in the canal.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, then we're back at home and he's giving some exposition to the cat,
Yeah.
which seems to be a fixture now.
Right.
And he likes the cat because he's like petting it and he's talking nicely to it. But he has this watercolor like array of paintings on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually quite good.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
And it's the story of his life, how he got to where he is. I don't think it really matters all that much. He came from a messed up background. His mom's messed up and he just does what she wants.
Yeah. It lasted a couple of minutes and we didn't need it at all.
No, we didn't.
Because as we sat through the rest of this, that offered nothing.
No.
Nothing at all.
No. But those watercolors were really nice.
Yeah. But, that's like all of a sudden a, 2-minute shot of the Mona Lisa in the middle of a film.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. And then it has nothing to fucking do with anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I guess, back at the theme
another
park,
day.
that woman in the polka dot dress is there again. She's not wearing that dress. She's wearing something else. But
Right.
he asks her this time if she's had any more dreams, and they talk for a little bit, and she messes up his hair artfully.
Right.
Because he wears it super slicked back, and she kind of like musses it in the front.
Yeah, he pomades that
Yeah.
super slick back look.
Mm-hmm. And we learn that her name is Sophia.
Yes.
And then Oliver leaves.
So then we're back home. We got more pills. Another call to mom on the laptop. Just a miserable bitch.
Mm.
He asks her if she has dreams, and she just screams, "Fuck you," calls him a weirdo, and hangs up. Okay. Then we're now the next morning again, and Oliver looks like he's changing his hair routine. So he's got it a little mussy. It's not super slicked back,
Mm-hmm.
but he's talking to himself again. And then our man is out walking again. And then we start hearing Sophia's voice in a voiceover, and then it cuts to them in the park. And she wants to pretend they're on some
Cheesy date.
date. Yeah. Okay. And she bought him a bracelet. She puts it on him and then steps away to sit by the water. And then he crosses and joins her. Tells her that he really likes the bracelet. And my thought was clearly these people are just super fucked up on different spectrums.
Yeah.
He invites her to go on the boats.
The boats.
I don't know what that is, the boats. And she agrees.
And at this point, I'm like, I have no idea why she seems into him.
No. Yeah.
She seems pretty functional, a little eccentric and weird,
Right.
but functional.
Yeah.
And he's really awkward and not a good conversationalist.
No. And here's the thing. Her demeanor, I mean, she's a pretty woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? Dresses nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, her hair and everything is all done up. She looks nice.
Put together.
Yeah. And she's staring down this guy who looks like he just rolled out of a suitcase that was pulled out of a dusty closet, is way behind the times, clearly not a social person,
Right.
lacks all social skills, and is just, it just didn't make sense
No.
at all. But anyway, there
But
it
anyway,
is.
yeah, then they're in a paddle boat. And she tries to have a normal human conversation with him, and he's awful at it. He tells her about the cat. And I'm like, I wonder if maybe she likes him because he seems like an obvious serial killer, and she's secretly into that or something.
Maybe. I mean, that was the whole thing of, I don't know. I don't know.
They have a cheesy date montage, and at this point in my notes, I wrote in all caps, "Thank God the music playing over this isn't jazz." Because I've had it up to here with jazz.
No. And I've got to say that I was actually digging the montage music.
It was good.
Yeah, well, not because it wasn't jazz, but yeah, it was actually one of those scores that, yeah, I like this. It's not off-putting listening to it.
I was just so relieved.
And then the whole thing ends with them having ice cream and holding hands. Sophia says it's been a nice day. Oliver has to go. Says he'll be back tomorrow, so I guess this is their meeting place, and off he toddles.
Yeah, neither of them have day jobs, I guess.
No, that's the thing. It's just all times of day and night these people are out fucking about.
Yeah.
And nobody goes to work.
Whatever.
You know? So we're back to night. Oliver's talking to himself again, and he's practicing telling his mother something. And I was gonna, I pulled the sound out because I'm usually not a fan of this kind of thing. People talking to themselves, repeat. I mean, he talks to himself through the whole fucking film.
Yeah.
But he's practicing speaking out against his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And normally it doesn't fit. It doesn't work. I thought this did. I thought this was actually probably the finest little monologue in the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, and as an actor, he was pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the monologue, you're right, was quite good.
Yeah. So let's play that.
Okay.
And about a little over a minute, folks. So, but listen, it's good.
Yeah.
Mama, I don't want to do this anymore. You know what I mean. The killing. It's not who I am. It's who you are. I'm sorry, but I don't want to do this anymore. You can't tell me what to do. I'm not a little boy anymore. I'm a man. I met someone. I like her, and she likes me. This has to stop. I still love you, but I won't do this anymore. It's wrong. What you make me do. I have a cat and a girlfriend. She might even love me. Why? She can. She could. I could be like everyone else. I could be like everyone else. No. I don't have to listen to your bad words anymore, Mama. No. Goodbye, Mama. Goodbye, Mama.
So that's Oliver. And if you, by listening to it, you can tell some of his speech was hard to understand. It's like he talks with an underbite, and then he has that, not quite totally English accent where it's nice and I'm cultured. It's more that sordid, rubbish stuff that's going on in the shop there. So even though there's no loud music, there's a lot of points in this movie I had no fucking idea what he was saying.
Yeah.
I think this little bit was pretty clear.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was a lot of, and I didn't care enough to go back, to be honest.
So after he does his little prep,
he
calls his mom, and she's just instantly really bitchy at him
mm-hmm.
about the bracelet and his hair and everything, and he completely wimps out.
Yep.
So, this is, I can tell you exactly the point in the movie where it just lost me completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I shut down. And I was like, fuck this movie.
I wasn't far behind.
So, Mom wants him to get naked and makes him jack off for her. And it's clear that this is something that's happened many times before.
Right.
And probably, and, it's also clear that in the past, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's really, really uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
It happens in real time.
Yeah.
And then she wants him to go find someone to kill.
Right.
So he finds the hooker who propositioned him before, the one in the yellow dress.
Right.
And then he has her tied up in front of Mom on the video call. I'm like, Jesus, what the fuck is this movie?
So she's tied up. Mom's watching. The woman starts whimpering. They take a shot. She's pissing herself in fear. And, the mother, Oliver, is she pissing? I wish I could smell her. I'm just like, fucking hell. This is too much. And I just want to say this because when I get going at the end here, I don't know if I'll have time to reiterate this little bit, but when it comes to shit like this, I have seen things in the real world that I can guarantee nobody listening could fucking fathom. So if it happens on film, it doesn't faze me. There is nothing that truly horrifies me or upsets me in terms of graphic, slasher films and stuff, and the old ones where they're pulling out brains and this and that and really trying for the reality of it. It's the horrible shit that happens when taking bodies apart. I have seen worse. So yeah, this is not why I'm just at this point fucking done with this movie. It's just the stupid shit.
Right.
Okay. And I just want to stop and break into it, but I won't. Let's keep going. Mom says, spin her around. She wants to see her ass. He does it. And basically we know what happens. He starts, getting on top of her, but then they cut. So we don't have to sit through that shit again. Right. Okay. But yeah, so we're down another one.
Yeah. And by this time we're probably almost halfway through the movie and there's only been 2 actual kills.
That we've seen.
In what was billed as a slasher movie.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Everything else aside, I feel like I've been bait and switched.
I felt that too.
Yeah. So anyway, the next day with Sophia, Oliver's really broody. She notices and he tells her that she put the light back into his life.
Yeah. Whatever.
And she tells him about a quote, friend of hers that was brought up in a cult. Seems like it was her. And we confirmed pretty quickly that it was her.
Yeah. The subtlety there was pointless.
Yeah. She talks about him like it was a big family. And he's like, oh, so a cult? And she's like, basically.
Yeah.
She says the girl escaped. And then Oliver just bails. And she follows him.
Yeah.
Like all day.
Yeah.
From early afternoon.
Yeah. From the amusement park.
Or morning or whenever that was. All the way into night.
Yes.
She's still following him.
Yes. And he's oblivious.
Yeah. And it's kind of creepy of her, honestly. I mean, I could see following him to the next place, and it's still creepy.
Yeah.
But all day.
Well, there's no justification for it.
No.
It's not like, this is a budding relationship that's been going on for months and months, and somebody's suddenly out of kilter, and the other person's like, what the fuck's going on? Out of concern. No, she just, they had one montage date.
Yeah. There's no real beat on who this character is as a person.
No.
Except for what she says. And her character is honestly only there as something for Oliver to have a problem with.
Right. Yeah. She's a plot point.
Yeah.
She's not a full-fledged character.
Not a person.
No. So, yeah, we cut to a long shot at night, and you see Sophia is following him. He's going down the street. He looks like he's going to stop and turn. He doesn't really, though, and she hides. She watches him go into his apartment building, and then she can't see from where she is. We can't see into the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So then we're in Oliver's apartment. He's calling Mom, and she's bitching again. Why are you dressed like that? Or why are you dressed again? And he admits that he's met a girl, and she thinks it's for another kill session.
Mm-hmm.
But he says it's not like that. He might love her. Just a bunch of blah. There's a yin and yang to this mom character, right? It's fucking terrible. I think the writing was good in making it as tropish as it could be. You can't get more trope than the dialogue of this mother.
Right.
The actress, I don't know if it was, this is the thing, I don't know if it was intentional or if this is just how bad she acts, but it came off as your stereotypical, hateful mother kind of thing.
It was wildly campy.
It was super campy, yeah. And I don't know if it was supposed to add some levity, but
it's not funny.
It's not funny. But anyway, she wants to meet this woman. So Oliver storms out of the house, and we see that he doesn't take his pills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So right away, it's obvious that that's a thing. Sophia's still watching him, watching the building. He comes out. She follows him again. He's upset. He's walking like, he's actually got arms and legs instead of some barely visible thing. Talking to himself. Got to find someone for mama. Goes into a club. Not having an easy time of it. He starts really flipping out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can see that with the shots and just the quick cuts and turn this way and then cut from another angle, turn that way. Those pills, the lack of them.
Yeah.
He's losing his shit, which is kind of when these medications don't work like that. They're not to the minute.
No.
Right? If you take it every day at 5, every day at 5, at 5:05, if you haven't taken it yet, your shit doesn't come unglued.
No.
Right? And it doesn't seem like he's really that far from anything that he does.
No.
So I can't believe he was like walking for 2 hours and then, his mental state got on top of him because he didn't take his pills.
Who knows? So he starts hallucinating. He sees the first girl, drug girl, that we watched him kill. And she's antagonizing him in his mother's voice. And he finally finds a girl to come back to his house for money.
Right.
And Sophia sees him leave the bar with the girl, and she looks bummed.
Yeah. And then she follows him back?
No, she goes off.
That's right. She storms off. So we're back at the flat. I can only presume that this is a hooker. It seems like all these women in these clubs are hookers of some kind.
Well, yeah, he offered her money.
Money for sex or money for drugs for sex or something. So here we are. One thing that we'd noticed is a broken wall mirror in his room, and everyone keeps noticing it. And I don't know.
It never goes anywhere.
It doesn't. Missed opportunity. So calls his mom on the laptop, tries to pass the hooker off as his girlfriend. Mom is just going fucking apeshit on the woman. Apparently the hooker is Italian and not speaking a lot of English. So I don't know how this even transpired, other than if she just saw the money and was going to go do her thing and leave, but she doesn't speak any fucking English at this point. And Oliver is screaming, "This is the one I love." The hooker's trying to not get away, but I don't understand. But anyway, he's just losing it, and his mom's screaming for him to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then he pulls out a cleaver, right? Mm-hmm. And there's some swinging, and this is where it lost me. This is where the shooting was shit. This was poorly staged action.
It's not clear at all what exactly happened.
No, I thought he just took it across her skin somewhere because there's some blood, right? And he's freaking out for a bit, and the hooker is laying on the ground, slowly crawling towards the door.
Really slowly.
Yeah, I'm like, where's the mortal wound? That didn't even come close. So next thing, Mom starts singing a fucking song, and Oliver starts to sing along. He starts calming down, and then he kind of ups again. So the hooker reaches the door. Oliver reaches for his pill bottles, takes his pills, and then we cut to Sophia walking through the amusement park tunnel for no fucking reason, because then as soon as that happens, we're right back into the apartment, and Oliver's all good. Mom's telling him to clean up his mess. The hooker still hasn't reached the door. And I'm thinking, I think she's dying or bleeding out or something. It closes the laptop, heads over to the hooker, rolls her over, and then, okay, I can see it now. And I saw previous shots, it didn't look like he had done anything to her head, but the makeup made it look like the cleaver went straight into her forehead.
Yeah.
And then it's somehow separated a bit, and you can see a little brain matter. Again, that's not how it works.
And it wasn't super well done because it wasn't immediately clear to me that that's what had happened.
Right.
Even with the makeup and the full-on face shot.
I was still a little iffy, but then the hooker's unable to really talk. She's like, help me, something. Oh, well, fucking diced her frontal lobes. Clearly, there's going to be a communication problem. Help me. And there's just not a lot of fight left in her.
Yeah, and he strangles her.
Yeah, then he strangles her and we're done.
So, I'm going to break away for a quick minute. Because this was the point where in the movie I was like, let's take a little break.
Yeah. Cigarette break.
Yep. And then I had a chance to kind of write this down because the movie was bugging me a lot.
Right.
And we chatted, and so I realized that I had been kind of watching it with the wrong lens.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So kind of from this point on, I tried to view it in more of an analytical lens rather than a personal issue lens. Right. So the cinematography is really, really good. Tonally, it's really good. The colors are really good.
Mm-hmm.
The acting is good. Jazz music aside, everything's kind of on point. But what threw me and put me in a real mood about this as we were watching is that I was not expecting so much on-screen sexual violence.
Right.
And it is really, really rough.
Yeah.
And in some fairness, I want to be as fair as I can. I know you have some things to say, but in some fairness, maybe that's what the story is about, how absolutely fucked up sexual violence is, because it is.
It is.
Oliver was sexually abused. Obviously, Sophia was also. It was heavily alluded to.
Right.
And then, but like I said earlier from the trailer, I was expecting more of a slasher. And in slashers, there is some sexual violence.
Well,
but
it's usually violence during sex. So think
Right.
of like Friday the 13th, the first one, especially, right?
Right.
The whole premise of that was 11-year-old Jason Voorhees or 9-year-old Jason Voorhees drowned, and he was slightly mentally disabled.
Right.
And the reason he drowned is because the camp counselors were fucking on the beach.
Right.
No one was watching him in the boat. He fell out and drowned. So anytime anyone snuck off to one of the cabins and someone crawled on top of somebody else, shit happened.
Right.
Right.
Right. And violence during sex is different than sexual violence.
In separating them. Yes.
Right. And so expecting the slasher and not really so much this really extremely disturbing psychological horror.
Right.
And so, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm going to take an analytical standpoint, and, taking that standpoint so far, this has been a story that kind of makes sense and might be heading towards a point. I'm optimistic.
Right. And after we talked, I was the same kind of thing. Like, all right, let's see where this is going. Because, it was sort of like that Patton Oswalt thing. He talks about the woman who threw the party with the fucked up clown. I'm really pissed off right now, but I kind of want to see where this is going to go.
Right.
And I wasn't so much pissed. Well, I was pissed off, but I was also a little bit confused and disappointed because it was just, it seemed like we were starting down a path, and now there's this kaleidoscope of superfluous bullshit, it seems.
Right.
Right.
And also not a lot of slashery stuff.
No. And, hey, if you advertise a film in the trailer to be basically a hack and slash, that's what is expected. Anyway, let's, we're almost there.
We're getting there.
So, now after that whole fucking mess with the Italian hooker, We have Sophia in the amusement park on the bench. She gets up and walks off because he doesn't show up. Back at home, Oliver's still killing the hooker. Right?
Yep.
Sophia's walking the streets, then a bridge, and then it's 10 a.m. Wake up time. His fucking alarm goes off. He's in bed, dressed. He looks rough. And then we see him brushing his teeth. And he stops and just says, I'm a monster. You
Yeah.
know?
But it doesn't stop him from going about his day.
Nope.
So he goes and meets Sophia in the park, and she's wearing the same polka dot dress that we saw her in originally.
Her intro.
And that was kind of smart because I was like, well, maybe this is her outro. Like she's going to, but she looks happy.
Right?
She doesn't look upset.
Yeah.
She gives him a hug, and he starts to tell her that he's got a dark side, and she interrupts him. And she's like, I followed you yesterday, and I saw you dump that girl's body in the canal.
Yep.
And, okay. So he tells her about his mother, and she seems like understanding. And he asks why she came back, and she said that she can't live without him. What?
Yeah.
They've known each other for all of like 3-4 days, maybe.
No, they've known each other for probably, I would guess, maybe 4 hours in total. The time they spent together.
Right. And she wants them both to have their own lives with no one controlling them.
Right.
Okay.
So it's night. They're still walking or somewhere. And then they're in that Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
They're in the Ferris wheel. So they're riding a Ferris wheel now. And Sophia just asks him, how many? Oliver says, too many. She blows right by that and asks, what does it feel like to kill someone? And Oliver says, he never got used to it. Back at the apartment, the laptop is ringing. Oliver closes the lid, takes off his watch and sets it on the laptop and says to the laptop, you're the monster.
Cue the jazz music. Oliver wakes up happy. And I'm like, cool. We're going to get his kind of like redemption, even though he's an irredeemable monster, really.
Right.
But,
yeah.
It's a movie.
It's a turn in it's a shift in character.
Right. He's really cheerful, and he goes to the park and he looks around for Sophia, but she isn't there. Another day goes by, no Sophia. Another day, nothing. Another day, Oliver's kind of losing his cheerful self.
Yeah.
And many days, you get the sense that, it's been like a while and still no Sophia.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he finally cracks.
Mm-hmm.
Cries in the shower, does this whole messy bit.
Yeah.
He's undressed again and he calls his mom. He puts back on the watch. He tells her that Sophia left him, which I don't know if that's really true because they sure, okay. And then Mother goes on about how awful women are.
Right? So I think it's the day after the talk with Mom. Looks like he's back to his old self. And we get a montage. He's trolling the streets, killing women. There's bloody bodies, his old routine.
Best part of the movie.
Yeah, basically. There's no dialogue.
No.
It's short and sweet.
Tons of gore and hacking and blood.
Yeah. So then suddenly as he's cutting up a woman, Sophia strolls in. So clearly not only did they not have jobs, but nobody ever locks their fucking doors in shady ass end of Thailand. Some city in town. I don't even know what fucking town they're in. Mom wants to know what's going on because apparently Mom's been watching him do his shit. He says, shh, Mama's watching. Sophia apologizes, says that they took her away, her family, I guess, or the cult, whatever. So all of a sudden Mom is screaming to kill her. Sophia says it's okay. He can kill her. Okay. She'd rather die than live, or she'd rather die than live without him. Mom's all for it. And then they both, in unison, close the laptop lid. Sophia is now naked. They're stepping over and around the dead hooker. They kiss, and then we fade out and the credits roll.
Right. And at this point, I'm like, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I guess. It was a story. He had an arc. He did, he got through it and did the thing. And now they're going to be normal people, maybe, or as normal as they could be.
Yeah, they're done doing their stuff. And okay.
But wait.
Yep.
There's an after credit scene where Oliver is out of meds.
Yep.
And Sophia is in the bed. She wakes up, sees him naked, talking to his mom on the laptop, and he turns around and just rushes her with a knife.
Yep. And then it goes black.
Yeah.
And then we hear squish, 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 the stabbing sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this cheapened any redemption that the movie could have had for itself.
This was a bad decision.
Yeah.
This should not have ever been done, shouldn't have been added to it. It was useless and pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For something that was already circling the bowl, this this was the final plunge for the turd. Piff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the movie.
Yep. Now I'll set you loose on it.
Okay, before I begin, I want to say that Richie Moore. So I did some research into this because I needed to know who I was fucking angry at.
The director and writer, Richie Moore.
Richie Moore.
One of the writers.
Right. Now, I found out he was a cameraman for a very long time in Hollywood. He was a camera operator for Changeland, Marco Polo, the Netflix series, Bangkok Dangerous, River, No Escape, a bunch of other stuff. Okay. So before I dive, I'm going to do my good bit, bad bit. So the good bit is we had talked about how technically sound a lot of the shots in this film were.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it. The guy, when you operate a camera for more than 10 years on these heavy hitting productions, you don't need to be a director to understand, how to capture the shot. I've said it before, as a photographer, I know how to get a good shot,
mm-hmm.
right? I also know how to make something look interesting so that it's not a good shot of shit, basically, right? And clearly he did that. I was super impressed at the beginning with those establishing shots because I felt like, all right, it's been settled. We don't need a bunch of bullshit. We settled on Oliver. But they fucked up because they kept introducing us to Oliver over and over and over again. And none of it added to the character.
No.
But anyway, that's where that came from. And the sound was pretty good. I still think, his mutterings weren't important. They were secondary. And I think the music kind of overdoing that, which to me was almost a representation of how, someone like Oliver is talked over a lot,
Sure.
And even if he's talking, it's just mumbling, to other people. So that's the best I can do right now. Do you have anything you would like to put on the plus side before I eviscerate this fucker?
The color and tone of this movie, beautiful.
True.
Gorgeous.
True.
A lot of really excellent city camera work.
Yes.
These weren't city sets. This was actually filmed in Thailand.
Yeah.
The really clever way of, dressing and, highlighting the things that were supposed to be important, like the yellow dress, the polka dot dress, which that was I was like, woman in a polka dot dress.
Right.
Right. And then when we see her again in the polka dot dress, I'm like, this is an important moment because we saw her in that dress before.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay. So, on the scorecard, good marks for the technical aspect. He, as a director, he understood the camera aspect of it. And I will say none of those city shots were wasted.
Right.
Right. Now, let's talk about what was wasted.
Yeah.
Okay. 90 minutes of my fucking life and a lot of opportunity. There were a lot of moments where I thought this film could tell a story, could do something, since we got fucked out of the slasher bit, right? This was supposed to be just kind of, looks like another one of those romps. And, it's horror, things are going to get sliced up. But first of all, everybody involved in this film and the writing and the director, since he was also the director, or the writer and director, and the actor, who was also a writer, should be fucking embarrassed of themselves for this fucking movie. I'm just going to go ahead and say, lesson number one, people, if you want to make your film, make your film. All right. But don't get into the fucking art debate with me, because you will lose, because I won't listen to any bullshit. Not everything is art. Art is meant to fucking inspire, invigorate, not challenge your fucking thoughts on society and all that bullshit. When they say it's supposed to challenge your perception, it means you're supposed to be able to look at something beyond looking outside of the street. And that is an age-old saying that came from people who did nothing but farm, shovel shit, kill animals, try to raise a fucking family, and not get killed by the fucking royalty or the aristocratic society, right? These are people who never ever had a chance to see real fucking beauty. So when they go to a museum or they see a piece of art, they were shown something, and the whole idea was it's challenging their perception of the world and that there is beauty in it, okay? Don't you fucking dare put together a fucking shock schlock shit film like this and ever fucking pretend to say this is art. You're challenging it, because you aren't. All right. If you have a fucking, even a hint of doing that and think you're really cool and avant-garde and shit, I tell you what, take your fucking script, give Rose McGowan a call, sit down with her and see if you walk out of the fucking room when you show her a movie about brutally raping and killing a woman once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 fucking times. Okay. And you know what? If anybody listening finds offense to that, fuck you, go away. You're not our audience. I have no problem saying that, because we are not here to talk to the fucking narrow-minded, simple-minded, no-minded motherfuckers. This shit has been done long enough. Long enough. I could, in 4 fucking lines of action in a script, do everything that they did here, and no one had to fucking see it. Right?
Yeah.
You can allude to the fucking miserable nature of what's going on and not have to show it on screen. When you have to show it on screens because you're a fucking terrible writer, you are the absolute shit worst. Give it up. Give it the fuck up. Do us all a favor, okay? Because there is a line where you can or can't do something. When you do shit like this, you can't do it. This was a fucking loss. And this is what made me mad. When we saw this film, we were immediately cautioned, because it was one of those fucking movie posters that's decorated with fucking indie film festival awards and blah, 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 which I'm going to say right now, if you need to put all that shit on your poster, then you don't have a fucking movie, right? You're just like, well, this is the best of the shit pile that the festival had. Because anytime we've watched anything that is fucking smothered in these fucking festival awards, it's a goddamn turd.
It's not a movie cover.
It's not. Okay.
It's just a bunch of awards.
Right. If your shit can't stand on its own without putting up this and that and that and this, and the only reason they fucking add Oscar winner to a movie that's still playing in the theater because they strategically released it in the hopes of getting an Oscar, or they re-release it with Oscar winning performances, it's just for the fucking money grab. All right. Unless you're a major studio with an Oscar in your hand, okay, quit putting shit on your poster. All right. Because it's not a fucking money grab. You didn't impress anybody. So we were already a bit skeptical, and it paid off in spades. Like it always has. This fucking movie should be just swept away, And if you want to watch it to see what's going on, that's fine. But what also pissed me off is when doing the research for this, I found, review after review after review after review. In over a dozen reviews, I only found 3 reviews that slammed this movie specifically for the point I'm bitching about, is this ridiculous sexual violence scene. This rape scene, and they shit all over it, rightfully so. Every other fucking reviewer. So if anyone by chance who reviewed this movie is listening, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself as well. Because every one of these fucking people mentioned this rape scene in less than a sentence dismissed it. There's this brutal rape scene. Don't think it was necessary, but moving on. I shit you not. That's what half of them were worded.
Get fucked.
Yeah. We have enough problems in this world, and this shit has been going on long enough in this world, and Me Too should be fucking waking people up. We don't need this shit in film. Okay?
You don't.
It doesn't make you a fucking artist. It doesn't make you anything. It makes you a sack of shit, relying on the very fucking worst dark nature of people. And if that's what you need to fucking succeed, we don't need you in filmmaking at all. There are plenty of movies about some of the most horrific shit that has happened on this planet, that there are still people alive today who have lived through it. And we come away knowing how fucking bad it was. And we didn't have to sit through 90 fucking minutes of seeing it.
Nope.
Right? Because a good writer, a good actor, and a good director, put them together, they will give you a story of horror,
Mm-hmm.
you know, real or imagined, and make you feel it without exposing you to it.
And anyone who does a movie like this has clearly never met or talked to someone who's actually been sexually victimized.
Right. That's probably the worst part, is the blatant ignorance that
right?
These people are out there.
How many women watched this movie and then couldn't sleep at night because it fucking triggered them?
Right. This is the worst kind of misogynistic bullshit that that could be made. I can think of, we have a movie list long before we started doing this that I started keeping, and it's just some of the worst movies. You know, it started out with like Japanese horror films, and you know how bad some of them could be, like Machine Girl and you know Battle Royale and all this stuff. Then it just kind of progressed to just you know the worst kind of weird horror shit. There's a couple on there that I would rate with this, and I don't recommend it. It's even on the list, you know, in parentheses, not recommended.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And I'm sure there are people who are going to argue, and I dare you, email me, you know, let's get on the fucking phone. Let's have coffee or something, because I will absolutely fucking destroy you. What you think is your sound pointed argument, I will choke you with it without mercy, because anyone who thinks they have a sound argument in favor of this kind of rancid bullshit, again, you are fighting at least 100 IQ points behind me. So right away, you're already fucked. And then when it comes to just common sense, you were stillborn with that. And here's the fucking bitch, people. We have watched this movie. It was Wednesday, because we missed Tuesday. So it's now Sunday as we record, because we record these a couple of days after watching. And as you know, we put them out. We record these 2 weeks ahead. Okay. So I had to sit for 4 fucking days stewing on this horse shit. And I know I wasn't completely quiet about it.
No.
But I tried to restrain myself.
I know.
Because, you know, nobody in this house needed to hear it. But I now have been waiting for this, because I am livid. I am disgusted. I don't know. Everyone do what I can't say boycott this piece of shit. I'm not going to bother with that, because that's up to everybody to do their own thing. But seriously, if this is your game, right? This is your jam. You don't have anything in common with us.
Nope.
In fact, you don't have anything in common with real human beings, because this is over the line.
Yep.
It's just fucking wrong. And again, I Rose McGowan, I think, is an absolutely wonderful human being. I fucking adore her for bringing out all the bullshit and starting this Me Too movement, because it was time for this shit to stop. And she had the fucking wherewithal and the I just don't give a shit attitude that was needed to launch this stuff. And bam, you know, she's why I say, call her up, sit down and read your script to her. Because I also know she's also not the kind of person to hold back. Right. So out of sheer embarrassment and the verbal skull fucking that she'll give you, right? As you're walking out with your innards sliding out of your asshole, maybe rethink yourself, not your story, not your fucking plot, right? Not your script. Rethink yourself, because the human mind can imagine a lot of horrible shit.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't need it.
We can fill in the blanks, right?
Exactly. So yeah, I could sit here for another hour and just bitch. I know no one wants to hear that. What I am going to say is, so if any of this has like hit any part of you folks that are listening, take a break from movies. Okay. Do some research into, any avenue, violence against women, domestic violence, sexual violence, just, learn about what the fuck is going on out there, and then decide, do you really need to see it? Does someone really need to try to fucking entertain us by putting it on film? We can talk about it. We can allude to stuff in a film and use that as a learning tool. Right? Okay. But one of the other things that pissed me off about this was the flagrant disregard for the seriousness of the nature. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. So the bit where they close the laptop at the end and then she's all tits out and they're going at it. I thought, really? Is that all it takes? Is that all it takes? All the horrible shit that he's done. And because some equally mentally, emotionally, physically abused human being finds him worthy, we're supposed to end the film with, oh, well, at least they're going to go off and raise daisies or something,
Mm-hmm.
That was a fucking swing and a miss, big time.
Yeah.
On that point. And then having him, that end credit scene, just like, oh, well, so much for you even trying to, get us to fucking float that boat. Nope. You're just going to go with, oh, I'm going to kill another woman.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, man. Oh, God. Richie Moore, I, from the bottom of my heart, can say, I hope you remain a fucking continent away from me. Stay the fuck away. Stay away from everyone and everything. And I hope anyone else who runs into this dumbass, give him a piece of your mind. Because this was not, oh, well, it's the script. It's the story. No, this was a conscious decision by the fucking director, who's also the writer. And it should not have happened. The biggest lost opportunity of trying to do something unique. Okay, so you had to bill it as a slasher film, because apparently what it actually is nothing fucking interesting to anybody. That's why your trailer doesn't bill it as such. You could have taken an opportunity to give us a different perception of it. We know, we've seen the mother-son fucking twisted relationship. Norman Bates, Alfred Hitchcock gave us to that with Norman Bates and his mother.
Yep.
So it was, associative personality disorder and all this, but still. Right? Mom fucking was dead for a long time and Norman's carrying her shit around. The other thing that I was pissed off about, this could have been another version of Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer,
Mm-hmm.
right? With Michael Rooker, way back, baby Michael. And they could have presented something to us, because you never felt compassion for Henry, but it was fascinating, right? Because we all wonder,
Right.
How the fuck do people do this? Right? What is the thing that broke? And it's not these tragic histories in every case, right? There's a lot of fucked up people out there. And that's always the big question. That's the morbid fascination. I'll admit it. What makes people do this shit?
Right. What's broken?
Right. And when did it break? And how did it break? And how is that break different than, because we watched that thing on Ted Bundy, right?
Yeah,
Everyone knows about Ted Bundy. There's a fucking mystery in the making.
Yeah, the new Netflix movie.
Yeah.
About him, which was quite good.
It was quite good.
Yeah.
But what his mental issue was, we'll never know 100%.
No.
Because, he just skirted around and just, baited and led everybody, never gave truth. This was an opportunity to try and do something like that. Again, because like I said, it wasn't a slasher, but apparently they didn't know how to fucking do that. So they chose the worst thing to do,
Yeah.
And we, I'm going to take a breath and drink some coffee
Okay.
because I can't just say it anymore. Festering piece of shit. Everyone involved, just the worst fucking human beings on the planet. I don't give a shit what they do after this.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And it's a shame because, you know, like we said, technically, this movie is beautiful. But it's not edgy and it's not cool and it's not pushing the boundaries of art.
No.
To do this. It isn't art.
No.
It's...
Richie should go back to operating the camera and let people who know how to write stories and direct do their thing. I know we're supposed to be celebrating Jesus Christ, we're supposed to be celebrating B movies, but there's nothing about this fucking thing to celebrate. This is just the worst kind of shit anyone could put out. You know what? And we have seen some truly bad movies. All right. We've talked about that. We're talking about like a cheap camcorder, with shot on VHS tape that looks like it was reused 100 times. No real story, no acting whatsoever, no clear idea of what's going on. In fact, we've seen a couple where the camera's fallen over and they just kept going, but we give them credit.
Right.
For whatever their motivation was. Like, let's just make a movie. Okay. Right. And they did their thing. This is a group of people who knew better.
Yeah.
Especially Mr. Moore here with these films. He's been in Hollywood long enough to know that kind of makes me wonder, is this why they shot it in Thailand?
Maybe.
Right? Because nobody there fucking knows. Right? They're going to shop it around some Thai festivals before coming here and hope that, those ridiculous, stupid looking fucking award symbols on their posters will shield them somehow. Is that their vibranium in their Captain America shield?
Right.
Your fucking movie, stop right there. Bing.
Look at our awards.
Look at this stupid olive leaf,
Right?
For what? I don't know. I've got an award for it. Take a nice big handful of shit and just pop it on their poster for them. All right.
Well, I don't want to give any more time to this movie.
No, I think this week, this is going to be it. So if you've kept up this long and you didn't get it in the midst of my tirade, the lesson to be learned here is enough with the rape and killing of women on screen. Don't fucking do it. And if you think you've got a better way of doing it, you're fucking stupid. I'll just say it. You don't. There is no good way to do it.
It is an important issue and attention should be brought to it, but that was not the point of this.
Right.
And it was absolutely fucking pointless.
It was. And I just want to say, think about it. All right. Think about your mother, your sisters, your daughters, your wife, your girlfriend, your aunts, grandmother, female friends out there. Do you really know if anything's ever fucking happened to any of them? And if it did, would you rub that shit in their face like this?
Right. And it's entirely possible that they might have been, and they've never told you.
And that's just it. That's part of the fucking problem. Because we have shit like this that gives us such a fucking passive look or, attitude towards it. Like, well, how can I talk about it? Because they celebrate it in film. If I try to tell someone this horrible shit that happened to me, no one's going to pay attention because it's a fucking form of entertainment. Right? Okay? The shit's got to stop. So I guess the lesson this week truly is do every fucking thing you can to turn this boat around.
Yeah. We
don't need to see any more of this. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say, so when we wrote our sci-fi pilot, okay, we wrote several episodes after because we're doing a whole series. We wrote a series Bible. The pirate crew is all women except for one guy, but it's in our series Bible that when we get to the point of signing to sell this, we're not just selling the script. We're going to have some agreements, and if they don't agree, then it doesn't get sold. There will be no violence against women, period, in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that would be acceptable is like a bar fight, where it's just a bar fight.
Right.
Right? Where the men and women are equally matched. It's a bar fight because they're pirates. But there is not going to be any fucking subjugation, any of that horseshit.
Right. It's not that these women haven't been through things.
Right.
Right.
And we lightly suggest it, but we don't get into detail because you know what? People are smart enough to figure shit out on their own.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to say is, well, she had a rough go of it before she took to becoming a pirate. You don't need to know any more detail. You truly don't. Okay. A real human being gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah. Take that stand in the movies that you see. If you're a filmmaker, take that stand in your shit. Don't do it, because I will turn down a fucking sale. If they don't sign a contract saying that absolutely there will never, if this is 10 years of series, that, that this is never going to happen, fuck them. Because that's not what I wrote. That's not what we wrote.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen. So
yeah. Don't let people think this is okay. Don't let people film movies and put out movies like this and get away with it.
And, I wish some of you would have the fucking balls, you fucking reviewers, bloggers and bullshit, learn a thing or two about doing a review. Learn that you can't just dismiss shit like this with a sentence. Okay. When you have an atrocity like this, you can't just write this stupid, self-masturbatory interview, because most of them were. It wasn't really even talking about the film. They were sort of genuflecting themselves, right?
Mm.
That's the thing. It's not, do better, people.
Yeah.
Do better. Show your righteous rage against this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And fucking God help us if we come across another one.
I know.
And I can't help but thank Jesus if we'd only paid the $3 for fucking Human Centipede so we could take notes while watching it.
Yeah, I would have gladly paid an enormous amount of money to rent Human Centipede, knowing what I know now about this movie.
Yeah. But I'm also kind of glad, because I think this shit needs to be said. And I hope more people get the fucking testicles and oomph and whatever to say what needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you think differently, just don't care. Don't want to hear it. My life's too short to give you any of my airtime. So, if you think it's okay, it's not okay. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
Now,
so let's wrap it up.
As we're wrapping it up,
head to our website if you want to. So if this didn't, put you off, because this is how it is.
It is. Well, and if it didn't put you off, you're the people we're talking to anyway.
Yeah. So head to our website, lordsofmisruleproductions.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can view all of our other episodes of the podcast there, our blog, our other projects and stuff that we have going on.
Yeah. All subscription links are there, except still no fucking Pandora. And they're not helpful in trying to figure out where we are in the process. But anyway, we are also on YouTube, people. So at the top of our pages, there's a link to our YouTube channel. I do put these in video format. It's nothing fancy to look at. The picture changes every, I think, twice in the whole time. But it is there if that's the way you listen. And I know some people do listen. We have a couple subscribers and lots of views. So, sure. Also check out our page on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
We are hoping to get supported so that we can turn this into a much deeper project than it already is, and take things a lot further.
Mm-hmm.
On Patreon, as a patron, you will get some exclusive blog posts. You'll also get access early to things like our interview with Anton and Carl.
Right.
Patrons had a couple days early access to that. Thinking about putting episodes up a week early on Patreon as well.
I think we could do that.
We could. Maybe another month or so. There's still a lot of unnecessary, to me anyway, unnecessary processes that take up an enormous amount of my time trying to do this simple things. I have to put it here, put it there, put it here, put it there, So check it out. We would love to see you as a patron. Great things coming down the road as we get more.
Mm-hmm.
And
just so you know, booped it. Just so you know, you can't search for us on Patreon because we are an explicit podcast.
Yes.
We swear a lot. You heard a lot of swearing in this particular podcast.
Yes, you did.
So you have to go to, in order to find us on Patreon, you have to go to patreon.com/Bravo for the B-side.
Yep. All one word, no dashes or anything. And again, there's also a link on our website that will get you there. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Facebook, and we post there pretty regularly, mostly saying, hey, listen to the episodes. We also would love to hear from you. Got some links on our website to send us your thoughts and so forth.
There are endless ways to contact us.
There are. So if you're listening, just, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It would also be awesome if you could reach out and give us a review, not just a rating. Ratings are great, but, reviews also. And, be honest.
Yeah.
We hope it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
But
we hope that you like it.
if you want to piss on us, I mean, that's your prerogative as well.
Right.
But yeah, subscribe, give us a review or a rating, and keep tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. I'm Danny.
I'm Jim.
And we're Bravo for the B-side.
All right. Till next time, B-siders.
See you next week.